Very good. Thank you, Morley. How well was that? I liked that a lot.
That was fun.
Get both of us ranting.
Yeah.
The thing is, now uh, you are going to be helping us to do a little teaser for everybody so that we can share this into the RCP Tour Facebook page and mag and all of that. So let's think back to what we were just talking about a few minutes ago with regard to you having spent had a few conversations this week with people discussing what the stress is and how that links with their physiology, and a little snippet on the role of metallothionein within that would probably be good. But yeah, generally a summary of what you and I just talked about, and I'm happy to put a snippet in about how our stress response causes us to not be able to heal and that sort of thing as well. So, sound all right?
Yep. Okay.
So, Morley, we're going to do a little summary on what we've just recorded on our big video for the week. How exciting was that video?
Yeah, it was a blockbuster, I think.
So tell everyone what you had a little discussion about.
Well, I want people to, there are three classic origins of disease, and this goes over time. So for millennia, people thought that disease was a result of something that they did to offend God. So that's the God origin of disease. And then we learned from Pasteur that, oh, it's not God, it's germs. And for about 150 years, we were left with that moronic model of, ooh, the booga booga bugs. And what Pasteur forgot to tell us was that all pathogens, bacteria, fungus, virus, and parasites live, replicate, and thrive on an iron buffet. Now we're being pummeled with the latest theory is the gene theory. Can we have an eye roll? And so what we're not told about is that, well, the oxidative stress that's caused by too much iron is affecting the function of gene transcription. And lo and behold, what we're finding out is that retinol and its retinoids and its retinoid receptors, especially RXR, is a profoundly important component of gene transcription, and if it's not present, things don't work right. So that out the window goes that theory of disease. And what we're left with is what we would regard within the Copernican community as the genuine theory.
Reality.
Yeah. And it's called stress. And the question that everyone needs to start asking themselves is, when did your symptoms start? And what were you experiencing in the way of stress just before that time frame? And what we're going to discuss in our little exchange is 4 different folks that I've talked with in the last 24 hours, that each story of stress is more dramatic and more compounding than the other. And all of their labels followed intense periods of stress. And that what people need to understand is that stress causes mineral loss, starts with magnesium. B vitamins are very quick to follow. And when the stress becomes chronic, then that affects the liver, which makes a key protein, metallothionein, which binds up copper 1,000 times stronger than it binds up zinc. And then suddenly we're left without the 2 main engines of metabolism, magnesium and copper. And we've just lost a significant portion of our capacity to stay in balance and respond to the stress of life.
Yep. And this is the thing. Stress, whether it's environmental, whether it's metabolic, whether it's physical, whether it's emotional, leads to exactly the same response by the body. It wants to protect us from that stress, so it triggers all sorts of physiological changes. If you don't deal with that stress, no matter the source, what's going to happen with the body? It's going to cascade. It's going to stay in fight or flight mode.
Yeah, and most people who are drawn to this work are high IQ. And when does stress begin for people with high IQ? When they feel out of control. And so when they're given a label like high cholesterol or Lyme disease or Hashimoto's or rheumatoid arthritis. Those are the four big labels for these 4 case studies we're going to talk about. Well, smart people feel out of control, and then they get fearful. They feel like they're broken. And the system does nothing to deter them from those thoughts. In fact, I think it fosters it.
Yep.
And gets people to believe in the booga wooga labels. And there is no disease. There's a label. There is a label. There's a metabolic dysfunction. We acknowledge that. But it's not coming from God. It's not coming from germs. It's not coming from genes. It's coming from genuine stress that's burning up their minerals. And people just need to understand the cold, hard reality of that. That's what this discussion is about.
Absolutely. And it's a very fun one for everyone because it doesn't get into too much detail. So anyone who's worried about, getting lost in the science, there's science mentioned, absolutely. But I think everyone can relate to what we're talking about during the session. So enjoy, everybody, and look out for links on how to find it. So
I'm going to hide behind my mic now.
I can't really do that. Mine's just, we've got mic inequality.
No, I've got a mic. That's a mic. Okay.
All right. And that's a wrap. Until next time, Morley, we'll talk to you later.
Very good. Take care.